All right, my problem says find a formula for the function shown in this graph. And there's the graph. All right. Well, it looks like a sine graph to me. It's going up and down and up and down, but it's not in the usual spot. Okay, there are grid lines marked. This is pi on 2, pi, 3 pi on 2, 2 pi, 5 pi on 2. Okay, so these are pi on 2 apart, these grid lines, and this is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I reckon it goes from -7 up to 3, which is 10. So it must be 5 in the middle. So there's a line here in the middle somewhere, which would be the midline. 1, 2, 3, 4, here at -2. That's the midline, and it goes 5 in both directions. So the amplitude is 5. And the midline is at y equals -2. Okay. Well, the amplitude of a normal sine graph is 1, so it's been stretched out by 5, which means I'm going to have to multiply by 5 at the front. That's useful. The midline is normally at 0, and so it's been shifted down by 2. Okay, so it's looking like we're going to have something like 5 sine of something -2. Okay. All right, I'm going to need to know the period as well, because that'll tell me how far it's stretched this way. So if I count this way, from one position to the next matching position, that way there, that distance is pi. So 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi. Okay, so the period's normally 2 pi, so it must have been stretched out 3 times what it was before. So that's 3 times what it was before. Period used to be 2 pi, which means it's been stretched out 3 times. Everything's the opposite when it's on the inside of the function, so it's going to have to be a third of something, a third of x. Okay, so then after it's been stretched out, we need to figure out how far it's moved from the position where sine is normally. Well, sine normally has this down to up section. That little swoosh there is normally centered on the origin. So the origin is normally at this spot just here. So it's been moved forward by 1, 2, 3.5 pi. So 7 pi on 2. Okay, so we could do it as a moving forward of 7 pi on 2, which would be subtracting 7 pi on 2. But we could just as easily have done it as a moving backwards. This is another spot that has the middle of that swoosh. So it could have gone backwards this way, minus 5 pi on 2. It's tradition to choose the shortest possible phase shift. So I'm going to choose the minus 5 pi on 2. Okay, so I reckon that would be adding if we wanted to move backwards. So it looks like my formula is actually this. It's 5 of sine of a third of x plus 5 pi on 2 minus 2. And that should have amplitude 5, period 3 times what it was before, 6 pi. It should be shifted back 5 pi on 2, which it is. And it should be down 2. All right, well, that's the graph. And that's its formula.